Hey everyone, I've got another junk journal to share with you. This one here I've decided is going to be where I collect love quotes that I see online and just write down little romantic sayings and stuff like that. My favorite kind of junk journal, as you already know probably by now, is the kind where I use a vintage book. Now, this one here isn't really a vintage copy. It's not a vintage edition of this book. I think it's maybe from the 70s, but the image on it just took my breath away. I just thought that was such a beautiful painting from the 1800s or maybe even 1700s, I'm not sure. Yeah, this is the 18th century. So it's so beautiful that I snatched it right away and I knew I had to use it. And so what I ended up doing with it is I gutted it and used all the image pages from this original book back into it, with a couple of just the text pages, but for the most part I used pattern paper and the image pages from this book. So it's roughly, let's see, it's about 6 inches wide and 8.5 tall. And what I wanted to show you also with this one is how you can use some of the 4x6 printables, because I just came out with a new collection that I really like right now, and so I wanted to use it also. And it's called Loving Sweetness, and it's for making 4x6 minis. But sometimes people just, don't think of the fact that you can actually use them in a different way. You don't have to just make them in minis. So, like I'll show you, for example, this is a 4x6 mini that I made using the Enchanted Rose collection. And so these are all 4x6 pages. So this is one way to use these kits, where you make each signature with one of the image pages, and then your inside pages of each signature is just blank coffee dyed paper. So whereas in this one I ended up using the 4x6 images just scattered around, and it ended up looking really good. So I'll show you the inside, but first I want to show you how I did this little tie here. I have 3 signatures in this book, and so in between the signatures I was able to punch 2 small holes right here at about 1/2 inch from the top, and then I put my ribbon through, and then I was able to tie these little charms onto here. This is like a little lock that was on a diary that my daughter had when she was young, and it's so pretty. It's pink. And then I just added a key charm here. So that's how I did that. And then down here where the white border starts on the image, I added this pink lace all around, and it goes so well with the image. And then for my closure, this book ended up being really fat, as they always do. I used a hair elastic, so I just punched 1 hole here and then looped it through. And then this is a button with a brad just glued on. So the button is attached by punching through these 2 small holes and then some wire. So the wire is tied up in behind the brad, and this button had sort of like a dip in the center, so the wire is tucked away underneath, and then the brad sits over top, and I used the E6000 glue, I think it's called. So it's held there in place really well. Okay, so, and that's how chunky this guy ended up being after I did all the stitching and added all my stuff inside. So I'm just going to flip through it. So I've got some pages that are pockets so that I could put some tags in. Some of these are freebies from my blog, and some are from the Loving Sweetness collection. And so here's a 4x6 image, and I stitched it on and glued it, and then added a few more embellishment details on the page and some pattern paper there. So you can see, how you can use smaller images on your bigger book pages, and it still looks really good. This is an original image from the book. Some more freebies from the blog. This is a printable from the from Loving Sweetness. Another one. Look at this image here. This is Louis the 14th. It's just beautiful. Some more tags. A greeting card here. This is a glassine bag from the Petite Parcel sets by Cavallini and Company. I just love these colors. And these are tags that came with this set here. And another one here. This is also a printable. So I did some stitching on most of the pages. I took my time with this one and really, paid attention to details. This is a little envelope window with these two lovers there. Isn't she beautiful? Look at that. And there's washi tape here and there just to add color, and some pattern paper. Oh, and then when I started to add in, once I was done and I started adding in my quotes, I found the catalog card generator website, and it gives you blank catalog cards, and you can enter any type of text, any writing you want, and then print it. So I did that with a couple of my favorite quotes, but I ended up not really liking, because once you print them, they're just 72 dots per inch, so it's a very low resolution, and maybe I'm a little picky, but I find them a little blurry. So I do have like about 3 of them in this book, but then I ended up I'm going to handwrite some of the quotes on the back of my hang tags in here. So here's another, this is an art journal element from the same collection, and a little journaling card. This is the bottom of the bag, so I cut it open and I added a little indent in it so that I can tuck some things in there. So this is where I'm going to be adding some of my favorite quotes, is on the back of these cards. There's some lace I stitched on. Some more tags. And I think these are freebies on my blog, and they go with the collection. This image here, I just love her. So I wanted to highlight her. I ended up using a die cut frame around her face just so that you can focus in on her face. It's just beautiful. Some more tags. This one here I put in a little bag. This one here is from the Endless Love collection. This is also Endless Love. Another little bag from the Cavallini Petite Parcel. I just added a few little paper flowers here. A doily. These pages I left as is because the image is so pretty. These are beautiful rooms. Another one of those plasticky pieces. And some more tags. There's another quote that I liked. And when I was looking at this page and I saw the way his hand was pointed, I remembered that I had stickers that look the same, so I put that there. I thought that was amusing. Some more loving sweetness elements here, and a journal page here, 4x6. Some more tags. These are elements from the kit as well, and I stitched it onto each pocket page. A little envelope here. These are little note cards. I picked those up at Target not too long ago. Some more lace here and a flower. I just put a button here. And some of my pages are still incomplete. I just, at the time, couldn't find something I wanted to put here, but that'll come in time. Another really nice image. And what I often do with these, I add all my elements in, and then later on I come back in and use my junk journals as art journals, and I end up doodling. So these flowers, I would probably come back in with my white Uniball Signo pen and doodle in white around here. In other places I would, doodle maybe in black just to highlight some of the images. There's a little birdie die cut, and I added a gem for his eye. More tags and cards. This is the envelope from the note card from Target. And I opened up the bottom of this glassine bag. Another one of those quotes. Oops. And that's about it. By the time I got to this last page here, I had run out of ideas. So I'll just end up adding something on here. And that is it. So, like I said, this was just to show you how I enjoy using my book covers, and how you can add 4x6 printables or even 5x7 onto your pages and really highlight them that way. So if you have any questions for me, just let me know and I'll get back to you. And I will see you next time with another junk journal. You guys have a nice day. Bye.